and also when it comes to the physical part, how to defend them. To defend themselves in terms of a robbery or an attack. So, long story short, basically those are the two things that the company provides.
For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching. Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence. Global Sky Limited is making it possible for all to feel safe and secured. Security should never be for the rich alone. Global Sky has over 300 products ranging from CCTV cameras, access control, fire alarm systems, security lighting systems, intercom systems that ensure utmost security for you and your loved ones. For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.
A very good evening to you and welcome to MH News right here on MATV. I'm Kessewaa. Do follow us on our social media platform, Facebook at MATV and also on Instagram at MATV and on YouTube and Twitter at Marveling House Limited. Let's take a look at the headlines for this evening. Pressure returns to Noguchi as testing centers fold up. Also, another batch of stranded Ghanaians return in Ghana. Also, from the international front, Rwanda testing for coronavirus on street. These and many more other stories you hear right here with me, Kessewaa, on MATV. We'll take a quick turn. When we come back, we'll get into the details of the news. Let's begin with our very first story. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, the country depended on the Noguchi Memorial Institute and the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research in Tropical Medicine for the testing of samples suspected to be COVID-19. As the Ghana situation got worse and pressure mounted on these two testing centers, 7 additional centers were set up to help the speed up of analysis of samples for the COVID-19 cases. Unfortunate information reaching MATV is that all the testing centers by the Noguchi Memorial Institute for the Medical Research has been ceased to function. According to Dr. Kofi Boni, Senior Research Fellow at NMRMR, the other testing centers have been forced to shut down because they have run out of resources for conducting COVID-19 tests. The research fellow admitted that Noguchi is now working under intensive pressure and is not working conducting around 2,500 to 3,000 tests per day, but still has block logs. Ghanaian authorities have announced date for the evacuation of citizens stranded in the United Kingdom following the outbreak of the novel coronavirus. The country's Foreign Affairs Ministry and the earlier announced July 2nd and 9th, 2020 as date to evacuate 2 groups respectively. Already, over 300 Ghanaians in the UK have been brought back home. The returnees pay for hotel bills and their flights. There will be the 3rd and 4th evacuation exercise by the ministry. Authorities have been outlining other measures to prevent any further outbreak of the virus during the evacuation process, and these include interested persons who are willing to pay for the cost of travel should visit the website of Emirates for further details. Passengers are to carry the appropriate PPE, that is face masks, before boarding the flight. All passengers are also to note that they will cover the cost of mandatory 14 quarantine with a possible extension to 31 days depending on the individual cases. Now let's move on to other stories for tonight. The Upper West Regional Minister, Hasif bin Salim, has advised final year junior high school students to prepare adequately for the basic certificate examination. The minister gave the advice when he told some basic schools in the region to have first-time information on how teaching and learning were ongoing after final year students resumed to prepare for their exams. Mr. bin Salim asked the students not to relax and depend on appall but prepare adequately despite the outbreak of the virus. He said it will be a great success for them to prepare and pass with flying colors, since it will be a great achievement for them due to the challenges the outbreak is having on social life. He also applauded teachers for their dedication and selflessness to their work. Moving on to other stories, an Accra Circuit Court has sentenced George Odu Mensah, a 24-year-old teacher, to 10 years imprisonment for defiling a minor. The convict was employed to teach the girl at home but ended up defiling her. Mensah, who was charged with defilement, pleaded not guilty, but the court, presided over by Mrs. Christiana Khan, found him guilty at the end of the trial and sentenced him accordingly. Prosecuting Chief Justice Kofi Atimbi explained that the complainant is a Mason residing at Domi in Accra with his family, including the 15-year-old victim. He said Mensah taught at an unnamed school within the vicinity, and in November 2018, he was employed by the victim's mother to assist her in her extra classes at home from 6 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock a.m. Prosecution said one of the rooms in the complainant's house was designated as the study room for that purpose. In February 2019, at about 7:30 a.m., Mensah took advantage of the situation and had sex with the victim in the room. Prince Esau Ferguson, a 32-year-old businessman accused of conspiring with two others now at large to defraud 3 nurses at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in a sum of 6,400 Ghana cedis, has appeared before an Accra Circuit Court. Ferguson and his accomplices allegedly took the money under the pretext of enlisting the nurses into the Ghana Armed Forces. The accused is said to have committed the act with one Colonel Samba and Majid and are jointly charged with conspiracy to commit a crime and 3 counts of defrauding by false pretenses. Ferguson has, however, denied the offences and is on 20,000 Ghana cedis bail with 2 sureties to reappear on August 5th before the court presided over by Mrs. Efia Owusu-Apia. The Alliance for Reproductive Health Rights has trained 20 girls at Bosun Frehu to build their capacities as advocates of reproductive health rights in their communities. The training program forms part of an adolescent reproductive health program being implemented by the ARHR at the Bosun Frehu district in the Ashanti region. It is to build the capacity of the participants as adolescent health champions to educate their peers on their reproductive health rights. 5 districts are benefiting from the project, which is being funded by the United Nations Population Fund and the Canadian government. The other districts are the Nzema East in the Western region, Commander Ejinafo Ogwa Ebrim district in the Central region, South Deyi district in the Volta region, and Ashedu Keteke sub-district of the Greater Accra region. Moving on to other stories, the Electoral Commission has registered over 500,000 voters 2 days after the commencement of the voters' registration exercise, according to Evans Nimakun, the Director of Research and Election of the New Patriotic Party, has said that VICA is formed part of the party's reform on collation of the numbers of voters captured in the ongoing voters' exercise. The Commission began the compilation of the new voters' register on Tuesday, June 30, 2020. The National Coordinator of the Coalition of Election Observers, Kodio, Albert Ahin, speaking on the same issue, said the registration during the second day of the registration process improved compared to the first day. Abdul Malik Kwekubaku says he will resort to another legal battle with the Asin Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Ohene Japan, should the latter fail to retract and apologize for defaming him as directed by the court. Kwekubaku stated emphatically that his legal team is furnishing him with a roadmap to check Mr. Kennedy's compliance with the court's ruling on their defamation case. An Accra High Court last week awarded damages against Honorable Kennedy Ejapong in a defamation suit filed by the editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper, Abdul Malik Kwekubaku Jr. The court gave the same Central Member of Parliament 30 days to retract and apologize 3 times on the platform he made his defamatory statement against the seasoned journalist. Let's go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, international news begins.
Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery, and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence. Global Sky Limited is making it possible for all to feel safe and secured. Security should never be for the rich alone. Global Sky has over 300 products ranging from CCTV cameras, access control, fire alarm systems, security lighting systems, intercom systems that ensure utmost security for you and your loved ones. For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break. Now let's move on to the international news for this evening. The European Union reopened on Wednesday to leisure or business travel from 14 countries beyond its borders based on their success containing the coronavirus. The list was approved by a majority of member states on Tuesday. In response to its exclusion, Gabon Foreign Ministry instructed diplomatic mission to deny tourist visits to citizens of EU member states when Gabon air borders reopened on Wednesday. A letter from the ministry said the policy had been adopted in the application of principle of reciprocity. Some visas will be granted for mission authorized by the government, it said. 4 African countries, Algeria, Morocco, Rwanda, and Tunisia, are excluded on the AU's list. Gabon has recorded 5,394 cases of COVID-19, including 42 deaths, one of the highest rates in the Central Africa. Police are randomly stopping people in Rwanda's capital, Kigali, seeking their consent for coronavirus testing. The exercise kicked off on Tuesday morning on some roads and entry points. Rwanda Health Authority says this will provide factual information about COVID-19 status in the capital. From March, Rwanda has conducted more than 140,000 tests. More than 1,000 have recorded positive results. This is how we'll end the international news for this evening. Let's go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll bring you the best in the entertainment world. Now let's move on to the entertainment news for this evening. Female comedian and social media influencer Efia Schwarzenegger has come out once again to drop another bombshell. The female comedian, who has started a YouTube blog where she discusses trending issues by speaking their mind and often dropping bombshell in the process, has done it once again. This time around, she addressed the issue of celebrities forcing to have Range Rovers. In her submission, she alleged by stating that an artist has gone to buy a Range Rover on credit, which is yet to be paid in full. Describing the artist, she made mention of the person being around a fair Agyeiwaa lady and also made mention of a kambu and his or her hairstyle. Well, the description given by Efia Schwarzenegger is pointing to the selfie hit maker, since he is the one that has been very much associated with kambu after he wore a big footwear to the VGMA last year ago. Now moving on in the entertainment news, rapper Ochame Kwame has described manager of Rotan Records, Ricky Nana Agyeiwaa, known in industry as Bullet, as someone who has succeeded as an artist manager than a rapper. The member of the defunct music group Rough and Smooth said He has achieved more in the industry because artists managed by him are largely successful. He therefore warned new artists who are struggling to succeed in the industry to learn more from him and consider other options available to them. This is how we wrap up on MH Evening News with me, Nanaya Kessewaa. Now, before we go, let's take a look at the recap of the news. Noguchi is now heading with more coronavirus cases since other testing centers has been closed down. Also, stranded Ghanaians in the UK have returned to Ghana. And also, Rwanda has run a street COVID-19 test with their members. This is how we wrap up on MH Evening News. We'll bring you more on this channel. Please stay tuned.